Legion Nudie here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds, and I want to welcome you guys to our daily gaming XP grind. Welcome to episode 19. So today we are going to be focusing on Artisan XP, and we did do a little bit of wood cutting behind the scenes, and we also, um, we did a little bit of wood cutting behind the scenes, and we also did, quite a bit of collecting wood, obviously, as that's going to be essential. So that way, we can put it inside of our sawmills. So we did that, and I could have swore they weren't done. They're not done, some of them. But we do have plenty to work on Artisan. I just want to sort of see which ones still had it in there and which ones didn't, and then sort of get those going again. But we collected a ridiculous amount of ash logs, so we could make a bunch of ash planks. So in this episode, I think I just said that we're going to be working on Artisan, and we just got to grab an XP potion, and then we're going to get started with that. So everything is so much different now that things are organized. It makes it just all the more easier. I want to make sure I pop that. And you know what's crazy is I actually just got back. I was out on the road, and I started to think. In the last episode, I sort of discussed what level 60 in XP might look like, and I sort of shouted out 250,000 XP as just an initial statement. And I think that's wrong. I think we're looking at maybe like 90,000 XP to get there. But even then, that might be a little bit too much. But I think it's important to remember that we really don't know, and I think it could be a lot of different things. But I'm trying to think, like, they have to keep increasing it, but at a rate that would make sense because it still is a survival game. And then, I mean, I would think potentially level 99 might look like 1,250,000 XP. That seems rather realistic. And I sort of got that because they are going to have to increase difficulty over the course of time. And you can't have it be where it is right now, where it was level, 1 to 50, it was a total of 50,000 XP. It just doesn't seem like enough. But obviously, it's yet to be known what that's going to look like. I think about it quite often. That's why I'm talking about it again. And I know that I sort of bring it up here and again, but that's because it's very interesting to me. And it's interesting in the way that I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but I would like to know. And then another reason I sort of was thinking about that was because of cooking and rune crafting. So if you were to say that even on the low end, that 99 was going to require 750,000 XP in a skill, then it would be very difficult to achieve that in cooking and rune crafting. I mean, even really magic. The only reason I have so much XP in attack is because and ranged would be difficult. And the only reason I've got the XP that I've got in attack is because I have over 320 plus hours in this game probably, and I've spent a lot of time sort of doing that. So it's like it's crazy. I mean, so now I'm gonna essentially have to go kill the same amount of creatures I've already killed to get my magic XP to around 250,000, and then I'll have to do that with ranged. But obviously, they're gonna introduce new creatures in the game, and they'll give you more XP per kill, but that's a little bit down the road. And then I know I've spoken a little bit about how they say they want to bring new creatures potentially with range when they add the skill. Um, I don't know if that's the case, but it would be quite nice. And then if they were, which I don't think they are, going to raise the skill cap to like level 60 when they do introduce range into the game, um, I don't know if they would or not, but it would definitely be great if they did raise it. But I think that can look a lot of different ways because obviously, definitely new creatures are going to be coming into the game in December. But that's such, I mean, like, it's not, but it is. It's such a long ways away. for people to sort of have to wait to progress further in the game in that regard. And I don't know, I don't necessarily agree with it. I feel like, I mean, the game came out, what was it, April, I think? Is it April, May? April. But essentially, what's that, May, June, July, August, September, October, November? So it's like what? Something like 8 months before people can actually level again and get a level in their actual skills past 50. So I think it's absurd, but it's sort of the route they're going. And then magic is not the most effective skill to fight with. So I think there's a lot of concerns in that regard as well. So hopefully they sort of rework magic a little bit, even though they just dropped it. That's the interesting thing. They literally just put it into the game, and I feel like it already needs um, different things added to it. So that's quite crazy to me. But because you would think that they would sort of work out those things, and because it's not I mean, like, I've tried to use it on multiple monsters, and it's not really an efficient way to fight. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. So we did take off our leggings of lightness, so we're not able to hold as much. We should probably put those back on. Maybe we will right now, just to sort of do this. But as you can see here, we are progressing towards it. Getting our, sorry about that, our artisan XP, because we're very close to 3 million. What are we at right now? So we're 40,000 short. And after we're done with all this, I imagine we're going to be pretty close. So it's going to take some time to do that. I believe we won't be able to sleep quite yet, but I know it's coming. We're going to be able to do that here shortly. So, I mean, I've got a ridiculous amount of wool thread we could throw in there, I suppose. I know we'll be able to replace it eventually, since we do so much killing, skilling, and all that stuff. So we hope you guys are enjoying our content. I know a lot of it is the same, but we try to keep it with a variety. I think we've done quite a good job of that. We've done a lot of back and forth, and that's so that way we can keep it sort of fresh for you guys. So those are going to finish up over there, and I think we should be able to sleep rather soon. One of the things I was thinking about is cooking. I really have no idea how I'm going to level that up in an efficient way, because obviously they did the nerf to the dirty water, which, I mean, it really, I mean, I get it. They didn't want people to just extremely go crazy and farm it, but now we're in a position where what can we really do to get cooking up an efficient way? Because if you really think about it, I've used an incredible amount of resources to get even where I'm at. So it's kind of interesting to me. Like, look at that, 99 dirty water, and 18 of those is going to give me 4 of these. Obviously, it's not going to use all the water, but that's crazy, and that's probably only going to give me about like 50 XP. So it's like you'd essentially have to go farm for just hours and hours to get these little fractions of XP. So it's literally, I feel like, the not the hardest, but the most lengthy skill in the game to level is actually cooking, which sort of blows my mind that they've decided to go that route with it, because that means that if 99 was potentially 650,000 XP or whatever they make it, the biggest grind you're going to have is going to be cooking. I forgot to actually pop the artisan because when I went to sleep, it sort of got rid of it. It's not really that big of a deal. I was hoping we'd get sort of close to getting 3 million artisan XP in this video, but I really don't think that's going to be the case. I need to build. That's so weird to me still, the way that it all falls on the ground like that. I think it's almost creepy, if you really want to know the truth. It's quite creepy how it just sort of falls on the ground like that. Like, and it's obviously because of like the lag from going to sleep and how much stuff I've got built and how much is all around. But it's sort of weird. It's sort of like it's just throwing up all over the ground. So I don't know why it's trying. Oh, I guess these wool cloth weigh quite a bit, so we're gonna pick up that, and then we're gonna pick this up, but we can't hold enough. So let's go pick all this up. It's just, I don't know. Some of the things in this game sort of get my mind spinning, but we got quite a bit of XP right there, all combined. Gonna pick this charcoal up. I've got a ridiculous amount of charcoal. The funny part about it is it's really good for cooking. I don't know really anything else it's quite good for, but we've got, I mean, a ridiculous amount. At some point, we'll probably tally all of it up, but there we go. So we put that there because we're tired of having to run back and forth. So we picked all that up, drop it in here, and eventually we'll take all that out and bring it to the correct chest inside of our warehouse, but we're not going to do that right now. So we pretty much done all we can do right now, I believe, on the artisan front. So let's go ahead and pop a cooking potion and go pick up all this. I think it should be done. So 212 XP for all of it. I mean, it's pretty terrible, but we're going to cook a little bit more before we end the video because I feel like we haven't really done enough in this video. It seems rather like we just need to do a little bit more. So what I want to do is try to make some more stuff and sort of just mess around with that and see what else we can. 46 shocking bulbs. So I want to sort of see what else we can make and maybe get a little bit more cooking XP. So 3 more of those. It's just such a small amount. So we used all of our bitter cap mushrooms, which we had quite a bit of those. Let's see, we got an onion. I'm not sure. Let's see what we can do here. Nothing. Can't do anything with that. I guess we could just turn it into clean water. I don't really want to use all my bones. I know I have a ridiculous amount, but ultimately, I feel like it's not difficult to get bones, but it's time consuming. So I think in the regard of, is it really worth it to sacrifice all my bones to get cooking XP? I don't think so. Because what's going to happen is prayer eventually will come out, and then I'm going to have to go grind a ridiculous amount of monsters. And it sort of blows my mind because this is a survival game, and some of the requirements for XP just sort of don't add up. I actually just wish overall they would have said this was like an MMO or something, because if you had made us just have to do quests to be able to use certain things, that would have made a lot more sense, because the XP route just quite doesn't make sense. We're essentially having to do things a ridiculous amount of times, but it is what it is. I obviously still really like the game, so it's not really that. It's that there's quite a bit of things that just sort of don't add up. So that's just something that is a fact, and I don't know. I just sort of think about things like that sometimes. So okay, so we just did that, and now we are going to. It's interesting because I would grind stone. I've got a ridiculous amount, but that doesn't give you any XP. So let's go ahead and pull out all of our rune essence, and we'll work on rune crafting a little bit. So, and then we can see which ones potentially we actually need, and then that will be actually very beneficial. I thought we'd have a little bit more, but I guess we don't. I don't even know why I clicked on that chest. So we got 4 potions. Let's go ahead and go over here. Do I have any more there? No. And no. We do have a lot of adhesive now because we've been trying to sort of collect it as we are trying to make some more gear for our mannequins. But we've been focused on a lot of different things, so I don't want to just focus on one thing. But let's see. I know I've got some more lying around. That's why I wanted to keep everything in one little area, so if I did decide to go and get a little bit, like, dysfunctional, it wouldn't be ridiculously difficult. So anyways, let's go ahead and pop our rune crafting potion and see how much XP we can get. So I think we do need a lot of lore runes and nature runes. So let's go ahead and make some law. Astral runes are running out as well. So I think we're going to do 2 law. And then we're going to do 2 nature. And then we're going to do an astral with the rest. And then, so that pretty much covered that. So I do want to pop another cooking potion really quick and pick up everything that I've cooked. It's sort of tough. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, so I don't want to waste potions. But at the same time, I guess it really doesn't matter because we're going to have so much time put into the game, we'll be able to replace those. So 312 cooking XP. Absolutely atrocious. And like I said, that's going to be the hardest skill in the game to level up. And unless they make some adjustments in it, just gross, really. Just gross. So I guess we will pop another artisan potion and pick up these 690 XP, and then that's pretty much it. So I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do right now. I mean, there is. We got, what's this, 57, I think that is raw meat. So potentially I could put this in here and see what the secondary would be. I don't really have all those things in that mass quantity. So I think I'm just going to make rat roast. But anyways, so that pretty much concludes that. So what I am going to do is go over our XP update. So we've got 253,000 attack XP. We've got 765,000 woodcutting XP. Construction 1,301,000. Rune crafting is at 347,000. So there's definitely a little bit more there. Magic 17,300, and we've got mining 4,006,000. We've got artisan at 3 million XP. I didn't even realize we did it. So there's our milestone, 3,011,000 XP. So that's actually really cool. I mean, we've been working on artisan pretty hardcore, basically since we started playing the game. So I think that's actually a very big monument there for us, milestone. And we've got cooking at 111,000, which is just so tough to look at because I feel like I put such an amount of time and there's just no progress other than the fact that I finally made it over 100,000. So anyway, guys, next time you can expect construction. You can expect some leveling up of magic, and then we'll see what else. That's pretty much the plan, though. Construction and magic XP. But we finally did it. We've got 3 million artisan XP. So we're quite excited about that. But anyway, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and you guys can expect another one tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and as always, Legion Looter out.